of God.
Amen.
So I think that the excerpt from this article is fitting
Mhm.
um, with our subject matter this evening, not only as it pertains to how we are beginning to tell the story of Emily Thornton in the Atonement series, but also in your story, Judy.
Mm.
The prompts on this slide suggest that storytelling heals because
Yes.
it helps to reclaim your voice, which it did in your
Mhm.
story,
Mhm.
and probably many of your stories, build connection and understanding, and inspire others to speak out. So I ask again, so are these things true in your journey? If
Yes.
so,
Yes.
just kind of speak to that a little bit.
Most definitely. When you speak about what has happened to you, it comes out of you, okay? I don't know how to describe it. It's like that incident comes out. The first time that I had done that was at a retreat actually. I was a guest to speak and I was in my early 30s. And when I shared everything, I felt like everything that was in me, all that victim stuff just came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like it left me. That's how it felt.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
through
that was like a transition.
it was a
You're no
transition.
longer a victim.
No longer a victim because I'm sharing it. Everyone's hearing about it. And it was recorded on a on a on a on a cassette tape back in the day. And the church and everyone heard because it was a women's retreat. So men wanted to buy it and everybody's asking for it. They were going crazy making, cassette tapes of this. And they were just amazed, and
Mm-hmm.
I felt so freeing. I mean, I felt light. I was just like, I'm done. I'm healed. But you know what? I There was more to healing than just talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Is And for me, it was sharing it at least 5 times.
Mm.
Because these things were deep and heavy because I learned to stuff things. First, it used to be sticking it underneath the carpet, but then the hump got so big, I started throwing it in closets. Let me tell you, honey, one day God told me to open up this closet and all these skeletons fell over me. And I was like, what
Mm.
is all this? He's like, this is your past.
Those bones can pile up.
They can pile them. They were scary, man. There was somewhere had major cobwebs too.
Yes,
And
yes.
I
Well,
said,
thank
Father,
you
what
so
is all this?
much.
And the Lord said, you need to clean this up.
Mm,
I said,
mm-hmm.
how can I? I can't even get up. He helped me get up. He said, I will help you one at a time. You just focus on me of what I call you to do. So
Mm-hmm.
this is where I learned that not just speaking, but you need to deal, feel, heal, and seal so that you're
Mm-hmm.
real.
So that it's beneficial and it's cathartic and
Yeah.
there's healing.
Yes.
So when we're talking about telling a story,
Hmm.
we have some prompts on the screen here. So starting with what is true, transparency. You're telling the truth.
Hmm.
You want to show the struggle, but then how did you grow? What did you learn from the experience? And that's how you can inspire others and
Hmm.
also you know, continue to heal.
Hmm.
So, as we're talking about storytelling, we talked about this earlier before we began the webinar, Judy. And how do you actually put a story together? So, where you began,
Hmm.
what you faced in the story, and how you rose. So, do you have any advice to others that may um, not be really in a place to tell their story? Maybe they're not ready to tell their story yet.
Hmm.
Um, do you think that an exercise like this would kind of help them just kind of simplify it? Just think about where you began.
Yes. Yes.
What was that key thing that you faced, and then how did you rise from it?
Mm. Well, the reality for me is was to be honest and open with myself
Mm-hmm.
because stuffers ignore things in denial. So where it began for me was to accept and be real with myself of what had happened. I was
Mm-hmm.
a child who went through a lot, and I mean a lot of trauma, like almost on a daily basis growing up.
Mm.
And then in my adult life too, and then, what I went through as a mom with the 3 brain surgeries in that one year,
Mm-hmm.
just trying to get my life back. It's important now that I think back that it's really being honest with yourself and allowing
Mm-hmm.
yourself and nurturing yourself and letting yourself go back there.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
So
you know what
your
happened.
your takeaway and your point that you're trying to make is, first of all, you should be honest with yourself.
Yes.
You don't want to sugarcoat it. You want to be transparent with yourself.
Yes. Yes.
So
That's
shifting really, really quickly, we're still talking about storytelling um, but we're going to shift a little bit to the professional aspect of storytelling. So on camera. So when you're telling stories on camera,
mm,
people are kind of afraid, even when we're coming on webinars, like, oh my gosh, what do I do? How do I speak? Am I gonna say things the right way? So some of our tips, and see if you agree with these, Judy. Breathe before you speak.
breathing. Oh, for sure. That's one of my exercises that I have today for us. Yes.
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 And then the second one is focus on your why.
Right.
So
Right.
give us a little bit, like, why are you doing it? Why are you here? Why is this important to you? Are those some of the whys?
Yes. Yes. Well, breathing is definitely important because
Mm-hmm.
when you're breathing, you think about breathing in peace and exhaling anxiety.
Mm.
That type of breathing where you are inhaling through your nostrils, counting 4,
Mm-hmm.
then holding it for 3 seconds, and then counting 6 as you exhale through your mouth.
So is that like a calming,
It is a very,
balancing?
very calming, and it flushes, it cleanses and pushes out the anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
and you just feel like a new person.
Oh, that feels good.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I actually have breathing exercises for all sorts of different things.
Wow.
Anxiety, trauma, pain.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a list of 20 things. Yeah. So
And
anyway, so if
and
if
I
you
know
need that,
I have watched different videos and trainings on, presentation and, how you can get through it. And this third one, speak to one person in your mind. And then sometimes when you're watching some of these presentation training videos, they'll ask you, should you just focus on one person or should you pick, different
yeah,
people,
yeah.
to make sure that you're looking around the room. So what is this speak to one person in your mind? What does that mean?
Okay. So when you are, well, they say just to speak to one person. Okay.
Okay.
Depending on your crowd. All right. Like if you're just online, like
Hmm.
we are doing a webinar,
Yes.
you think of your best friend.
Okay.
You're safe with your best friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So you share from your heart, okay? So when
Yeah.
you focus on your why, okay, instead of worrying about, how you look or sound or, all that. I mean, of course, those things are important. Out of
Hmm.
my Lights Camera Action book, there's 19 essential topics that you should be working on to be camera
Yes.
ready. But
Yes.
sharing your story, okay? No, remember that when you are sharing, you're teaching, you're
Yes.
inspiring,
Hmm.
and you're helping someone. You don't know
Absolutely.
who, but you're
Absolutely.
helping someone because you may not ever see them. But if you're in person, okay,
Hmm.
this is what I do. I don't just focus on one because it would be silly for me to just stare at that one person
Right.
when there's 100 or 1,000 people there, right? What I do is I look for those, and they're scattered. They're not everywhere,
Hmm.
but they're scattered. I look for those that are engaging with me, that's
Yes.
nodding their head or smiling and or making
Hmm.
all those reactions as I, action and reaction. I
Hmm.
find those people And those are the ones I talk to. And I use my left eye looking into
Okay.
theirs. And that causes captivating.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Because it looks into my
everybody,
soul.
and moving to the fourth one before we move to our call to action, everyone is so uncomfortable with pauses.
Mm,
But we're encouraging people to
yeah.
embrace the pause. So tell
Yes.
us a little bit about that.
Embracing pauses is basically silence is
Mhm.
powerful. It's golden. Instead of rushing,
Mhm.
through your what you're going to say, have pauses every now and then because
Yes.
it allows your audience time to absorb your words.
Mhm.
It makes you look confident.
Absolutely. So that's great advice. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
You're welcome.
So we are here not only with Judy Wong, we thank all of our attendees this evening, those who are on the webinar and those who are actually on TikTok. We do have some people that are stopping by the room and listening a little bit. So I'm going to call on the creator of the Atonement series to share a little bit um, as far as how we can follow and support the Atonement series and how we can stay connected.
Okay, well, first of all, I just want to give a shout out again and thank you so much for everyone participating here live on the webinar as well as on TikTok. Thank you again so much, Judy. We really appreciate you. I mean, this has just been one of the best webinars we've had. Thank you so much. And your story is truly a blessing. And I know you will continue to be a blessing to others and inspiring. And I'm just honored to have the opportunity to have you to join us. And we have a lot of things happening. Before we move on to our next few slides, just want to say we have another webinar that's coming up. Well, not webinar, but an event, live event that's happening October the 25th. And you'll see a slide of that of our flyer later on. But if you do want to support the Atonement series, you can go to our QR code at www.theatonementseries.alirafundraising.com. You can also go to our website, just take a look at our other projects that we have that are in the making and pre-production. That's www.moviemadent.com, and also our web series, The Atonement Series, www.theatonementseries.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Vanessa, for sharing that. And then we're going to share some information about our guest this evening. So, Judy, you are an award-winning filmmaker. That is exciting. So, moving on to lights, camera, action. Secrets to master your on camera presence like a pro. So, Judy, you are a coach, you are an author, and of course, you are a beautiful speaker. People can visit your website. We have the website on the screen right now. We'll also be able to share that to email for anybody that, we have a lot of email addresses. So hopefully we can get this word out to our attendees so they can learn more about you, Judy. So there's a link to your Lights, Camera, Action workbook. So you can attain a fabulous smile and confidence and presence. And then speaking again to your award-winning film making. So you are in the union. You're